Hi, Dementia Care Partners. Have you noticed your person having more difficulty finding their way, navigating their environment, maybe even becoming lost? So today I'd like to talk about why they're having difficulty with this and what we can do to both help them navigate their environments, but also help them remain safe in their community so they're not getting lost. So something called pathfinding, or finding the right way, declines as dementia progresses. Finding our way relies heavily on the ability to create new visual memories. And as structures in the brain like the hippocampus, an area that's significantly impacted by Alzheimer's disease, along with other areas of the brain, begin to lose their connection with one another, the ability to pathfind or form visual memories becomes more difficult. And of course, other areas of the brain are also involved because it's all connected together and works together. Factors like spatial skills, or understanding how one object relates to the other, like the distance between two objects or the order of landmarks we see when we're maybe driving somewhere. So spatial skills changes can happen and cause us to have more difficulty forming what we call a cognitive map. And you and I, form a cognitive map pretty automatically when we're trying to find our way back home, or maybe find a particular location if we've been there before. A person living with dementia, though, is going to have increased difficulty with this as memory and spatial skills begin to deteriorate. Of course, other skills that impact pathfinding could be, a decreased ability to pay attention long enough, right, for memory to form, or maybe your person may overestimate their abilities. So that can happen when someone isn't really aware that they're having any trouble. Or, changes in the way the brain processes and interprets visual information can be a big factor when it comes to pathfinding. So as dementia progresses, we start to see people even become lost in well-known neighborhoods. And then finally, in even advanced stages, communication between the different parts of the brain is interrupted so much that we could even see a person begin to wander. This is one of the reasons why someone could wander, but we also could see them become lost even inside their own home. We can all feel anxious or worried when we're traveling somewhere new, or maybe we get that sense that we're becoming lost. This is normal emotion. And one thing I want you to keep in mind is that difficulty with pathfinding can cause a great deal of anxiety for a person living with dementia. So we're actually seeing a very normal response of fear about getting lost. But the abnormal part of it is that, the person living with dementia can feel lost almost anywhere at any time. So what can we do to help a person feel less anxious, and how can we help them stay safe if they're still leaving their home alone? Number one, we've talked about this before, and that is the benefit of keeping things familiar. So going to the same places and so on, because people are going to have they're going to function much, much better in a familiar environment. The brain doesn't have to work so hard, right? And they're going to feel less anxious when they're in a new space. And as dementia progresses, something like even rearranging the furniture, or changing paint color, or maybe encountering a detour when driving can disrupt the familiarity enough to kind of throw our pathfinding ability completely off. Okay, so number two, using bold colors or cues that have some sort of personal meaning to help people find things can be helpful. So, for example, you'll see a lot of times in memory care communities, they'll place some kind of memory box at the entrance of a person's apartment that they can fill with familiar things like photos or mementos that are recognizable. So these boxes help people distinguish, which apartment is theirs. And I also have mentioned using a doormat that has significance, like a favorite sports team or an animal, to help people distinguish, their apartment from someone else's, especially if they've moved into a new place. Number 3, in mild stages of dementia, most people are usually still able to move around their neighborhood, their community, as long as they're in a familiar space. You may see them start to write out directions step by step for themselves and become more reliant on directions or cues to get places, as their ability to form this mental map, this cognitive map, declines. I always think it's a great idea to start using a tracking device with GPS capability. If your person is still going out of the house alone on their own, or maybe they have a tendency to wander, because the risk of getting lost is only going to increase over time. So another thing to do to help is to use visual cues. And we've talked about visual cues before, like placing visible and identifiable signage as key points can be really helpful. So for example, so many people benefit from signage that labels, different rooms of the house as dementia progresses, like the bathroom, or you'll often see, in a lot of communities, a signage indicating, the direction to turn to get to their apartment or the dining room or the hair salon or whatever. So signage can be really helpful. So number 5, helping people practice where they need to go can be helpful, because people living with dementia can learn new information as long as they are supported. So having an escort to meals or activities, if they've moved into a new place, can be really helpful. They can learn new paths, but it's definitely going to take time and practice. And of course, it depends on the severity of their dementia at the time. So last, if you're noticing your person begin to withdraw from activities, consider if anxiety about losing their way could be a factor. So try using some of these strategies if you think this is the case. They may be afraid to go out because they're afraid they won't be able to find their way back. So use some of these strategies, or even consider asking your doctor for an occupational therapy order. They can come in and design pathfinding strategies that are customized for your person. I hope this helped you today understand why people get lost, and importantly, what we can do to help them feel safe and be safe in their environments, all with the idea of helping them be as independent as possible for as long as possible. All right, everybody. So now that we've got the education piece out of the way, it is time for meditation. So please just collect yourself. I'm going to collect myself. We're going to take a deep breath together and just settle in. Just begin to settle our nervous system a little bit as we take a little break from our day. So just get comfy, close your eyes, put your feet on the ground, put your feet up, whatever feels good for you. Let's just do a few kind of cleansing breaths where we breathe in deeply through our nose, hold at the top for a few seconds, and then exhale through pursed lips. Let's just clear out the stale air, the stale energy, the thoughts that can race through our mind. So take a few more cleansing breaths at your own pace. As I was talking about pathfinding, I was struck by the idea that dementia care can have a tendency to make the care partner feel like they're lost. So many new things can come up. Just when we think we have something down, the situation changes. There can be a lot of medical jargon, a lot of decisions that need to be made that can cause us to feel completely out of our league. I am here to tell you today, you are not alone. In fact, even dementia experts feel lost a lot of the time. This is the nature of dementia. Lots of twists and turns in the road. Rest assured, you are enough. You have the tools and the ability to find your way. In fact, you know your person best. You know your situation best. So trusting yourself and your intuition to guide you is often the best path. So let's just take a deep belly breath in here, and when you exhale, think about clearing out all the self-doubt that inevitably comes with this journey. Let's do that again. Inhaling in, deep belly breath in, and then exhaling out the doubt. Have faith that you will find your way. And this thought may make you feel alone, on your own, with nowhere to turn. But you're not alone. We are all here with you, and everyone else feels the same way, lost, sometimes or a lot of the time. If you think about it, you may notice that you're getting much better at this as time goes on and you travel down this road a little bit further. And if trusting in yourself is difficult, as it often is, who do you turn to for guidance? Where do you find support? Who or what is your guiding light? Is it a higher power? Turn your awareness there. Is it a trusted friend who supports you? Is it a dementia education resource that can help you increase your knowledge? All of these things are great guiding lights. But remember, you have what it takes to be your own guiding light. You are enough for this job. Your presence is enough, even when it's not perfect. So let's just take a few more breaths in and out. Just giving ourselves a break. A break from doubt. going to let the music play out a little bit more. So hold this space for yourself right now. Good luck today. You've got this.